It is the story of the day, and it is the postponement is the term they're using of the Pac-12 and the Big Ten football seasons. But we're going to, there are a lot of angles by which to approach this, Rob. And we touched on it slightly, but let's go there all the way this time. And you've got coaches, Scott Frost in Nebraska. You've got Ryan Day at Ohio State. You got James Franklin at Penn State saying that if they have to, they will look at playing outside of the Big Ten. And then there's the story that the SEC is just waiting. Like they're waiting for teams to leave their conferences, or at least for this year, or this semester. Yes, and poach them and create one massive super conference. Do we have any of the sound on any of this, Rob G? Any of the sound of any of these coaches? We don't? All right, we do not. But this is, to me, Rob, I'm just going to say this. I think that the coaches, the administrators, the adults, let's put it that way, the adults who are pushing to play, who are saying, it's okay to play, we're going to leave the conference and play elsewhere, I'm sorry, I think they're being greedy and selfish. And I mean both terms, because I think with some, it is all about money. And I think with others, it's a selfishness. And in one sense, this is a compliment. Some of these guys really live for football. They live for the practices, the games, and all of that comes with it. And I get that, and that can, in some sense, be admirable. And they just want to play football, and their life is about football, and they can't think about doing something else. So that's why I say, though, it's selfish on their part, because you are willing to put your players at risk. And again, I'm no doctor, but none of you are doctors for the most part.
Jim Harbaugh's not a doctor.
Right, Jim Harbaugh's not a doctor. Ryan Day's not a doctor either. And I get it. All I'm trying to do is go off what the doctors, the experts are telling us. And I know everybody's got a conspiracy theory. And I don't know. Why should I believe the conspiracy theories over the fake news? And there is a lot of fake news, but why should I believe Chris, that over the right over the left over the right? All I can do is look at the so-called experts.
But here's the only part about the conspiracy theory. The rest of the world is taking it, being involved in it as well. This whole thing. This is about the presidency and the election. They want him to look bad. But how? You mean Korea's involved? Australia's involved, Chris? Seriously. These are educated people who are telling you there's some sort of thing all around the world. That's really what's going on? I'm just asking. Tell me, everybody's worried about the United States election? The whole world has put on a ruse.
It's hard to
ruse.
There have been. Look, what have we been fighting for? Social injustice. We've been fighting racism and white supremacy. The whole world was in on that. Europe, America. They colonized Africa. All the European nations were promoted. So I get that. You could say there have been instances where, yes, there was a worldwide conspiracy. I just can't buy this. I don't know. I'm just saying all I can do as a layman is look at what the experts are saying. And you're right, Rob. There would have to be this gigantic conspiracy.
Right.
And it's hard for me to buy into. I'm sorry. And I'm not. I am countercultural just by definition as a Christian.
And here's the other part,
because I don't agree with a ton
Chris.
of what's going on in the society. So I'm not against being countercultural. I'm just saying I can't fully. I haven't seen enough to know no, this is definitely a conspiracy just to get, the left in power and all that stuff. I haven't seen enough to believe that.
The owners who own these teams, Chris, I'm talking on a professional level,
Yep.
most are Republican.
True.
So
Very true. Good point.
Most are Republicans.
Good
so
point. Great
what
point.
in the world would they be doing if that's the case? Stop it.
Great
Be
point.
logical. Go
Yeah.
look at who they donated money to, Chris, at the last election.
You're absolutely right.
It was for the current sitting president. So stop.
Stop. That's a great point. Because most of these people with tons of money, they are Republicans.
Yes.
You're right.
Stop it.
You're absolutely right. And I just think, Rob, you can't. Here's the other thing about these coaches. And to me, this is undeniable. What does every college coach, regardless of his sport, try to drill into the heads of his players? Respect authority. I'm the head coach. This is how we do it. It's a part of sports, folks. If every lineman doesn't listen to my voice and and do it the way I say, we're not going to be good. When I call the plays, run the play. Respect my authority. If I say no facial hair, no facial hair. If I say no long hair, no long hair. That's the culture that they cultivate. Some may not go that far, but all of them have a culture of respect for authority, and I get that. I like that. I think we need respect for authority in society. But now, what about your respect for your authority? Because Ryan Day at Ohio State doesn't like what the commissioner of the conference said, you just all of a sudden going to go rogue? Because Scott Frost doesn't like it, you're just going to go rogue? Oh, forget respect for authority. I'm going to do what's best for me. Don't be surprised when it comes back to haunt you. In fact, it is coming back to haunt you because these players are saying now, we want our money.
And where will these guys be, Chris, when it's time to pay the piper? Are those guys going to be on the front lines helping out these kids and their families when they have to pay medical bills and lose loved ones? I'm just asking.
Right.
Where will they be? They won't be anywhere. And you want to put the onus on the universities? The college presidents aren't going to be liable, Chris. They're not going to be liable because it'll destroy the university. They understand that legally.
Yep.
And these guys have some nerve. They really, really do. To ask kids to like you say, go rogue and not set an example for authority. This is what the college presidents, that's their job.
Right.
And Kevin Warren, who's the president of the commissioner of the Big Ten. That's his job, Chris.
Yep.
That's why he's in place. How dare you guys just snub your nose at it because you didn't get the decision that you wanted?
Thank you.
It's like a kid. That's what it is here. Those guys have. That's
all
exactly what it is.
childish. They can try to.
We're going to take our ball and go to the yard down the block. That's what they're telling you.
That's exactly what it is. They can try to politicize it and belittle it and
show you all these numbers, right? And all.
You're acting childish. You are betraying your own rules. Respect authority. That's what you tell your kids every single day. Now you respect some authority. And we went to the NCAA, Rob, and this is part of the problem. I mean, there are those that say if when this started in March, if everybody had just put on the mask, stayed at home for a few months, maybe we'd be past this.
You know what? It might have been like everything shut down for 3 months. Don't leave the house. Don't do anything. We might be in a different place. But that didn't happen. And when we went out and they were patting the governors of Arizona, Texas, and Florida on the back. Oh, look what they opened up. People are in the pool. People are on the beach. Spring break. And what happened?
Yep.
Set us back. That's why we're where we are.
Here's another interesting thing, and you brought up before the break that Harbaugh was having at Michigan. Jim Harbaugh was having practice. And the Big Ten did announce that they will allow teams to hold, quote unquote, voluntary practices and workouts for 20 hours a week. Now, that's a bit baffling to me, Rob. Just because, that sounds like halfway. Can they still practice together? I get it'll probably be non-contact. And I guess you can, if it's non-contact, probably non-equipment, they can socially distance. They can work out. And I get wanting them to be together. I would still want the team to be together to some degree. And, maybe you can work out. You just keep sanitizing the weight room to the degree that you can. They're wearing gloves maybe when they lift weights.
Right.
You can socially distance in terms of running drills and catching passes and things like that. But it seems a little strange just because, if you've canceled the season, is it safe for them to be practicing?
That's a great question because I don't know. And even today, the optics of it, you know what I mean? On the day
right.
if you wanted to have a team meeting to say, hey, hold your heads up, hang in there or whatever, but to practice on the day that they canceled the season, it didn't feel right to me. It felt weird. But that's Jim Harbaugh, and that's what they did at Michigan. I don't know what other schools did that, Chris, but it seems strange to me. And I don't know. I don't know what practice is. I don't know. Maybe, again, you could work out. You could do your individual workouts. Do you need to be sweating and spitting and tackling or whatever?
Right.
I don't know if that you need to do that right now.
No, I can't.
Because there will be no game from here till the end of the year.
Right,
There's no football game for you.
You definitely don't need to be tackling and in pads. You can, if you want to do, workouts with no equipment and you're running pass patterns and running through plays and, you're somewhat socially distanced. That's one thing. I guess that's okay. I guess. But it's a bit odd. All right, let's throw it out to you guys. And remember, Rob and I, this is always the case with the odd couple. Feel free to disagree. I mean, heck, we disagree all the time with one another. So feel free to disagree, but call up if you agree. If you disagree, whatever it is, you can feel free to make your point. 877-99 on Fox. Are Big Ten football coaches being selfish when they say they're considering trying to play games this fall?
Christian in Bakersfield, California, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Yep.
I kind of have to side with the coaches on this in the college ranks just because it's a production-oriented business, and if they have their players sit out for a year, I mean, it's what have you done for me lately? Now, I agree that there needs
but
to be
everybody's sitting out. They're not behind. Everybody's sitting out,
The SEC's not sitting out.
Well, we'll see.
Well, we'll see about that, Christian. We'll see if they play.
Believe me, Jim Harbaugh he don't want to get within 200 miles of the SEC. All right? He has enough trouble in the Big Ten, all right? You don't need to be thinking about the SEC. But go ahead. Finish your point. Is he there?
We lost him.
Okay.
All right. Jeff in Boise, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Jeff, what you got?
Yeah, I don't think they're greedy. I think they're stupid. And here's why. Coaches are notoriously conservative, right? We hear it in the analytics community. They don't.
Yes.
This is a free year of money. No one's getting fired. No one is firing anyone during a shutdown year. You get a free year of salary. This is great. You don't look like no offense, Nebraska's a terrible football team. He's going to get fired in a couple of years. He gets one more year.
Are they? And look, some of them may not get paid.
Right.
But here's the deal. They're all, unless this is their first year, Rob, they're all making enough money where, to be honest, they can do, if you're getting $3 million a year, and that's a low one, right, for these top teams, then you're fine. I hate to say it, you're fine.
But I don't know what the financials are.
And I'm sure
like
they're getting something,
season.
right? Yeah,
because they were asked to take
nothing.
pay cuts. I remember Jim Harbaugh took one at Michigan, right, during the pandemic.
Did you know how much?
I don't remember what it was.
Because he's making what, 7?
I don't know what it is. It's
so even
much.
if it's a 50% cut, come on.
It's still a lot of money.
Yeah,
all right,
he's still fine.
Brian in Georgia, You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Brian?
Yo, man, I just wanted to speak on it. I just feel like it's sad that they're trying to not even find a loophole, but just create new rules to go out there and play and make these players play. It's selfish, it's sad, and it's going to take a player getting sick and fighting for his life in the hospital for them to come and say, oh, we messed up, we're sorry. They're talking about the money they're going to lose. Everybody losing money. People losing their houses, people losing their family.
Right.
I mean, that's what's going on in the world. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than football.
Good call. That's a sensible call.
We're
There's
all
no doubt.
going through it.
Yep.
All of us.
Yep. You know how many walks I've been in around my neighborhood, Rob? I know like every house now within in a mile radius.
I hope you wipe your feet before you come back in the house, all that walking.
I don't get that.
Dog poop all over the neighborhood.
Come on, please.
All right, Brett in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah, hey guys.
What's up, Brett?
I tend to agree with the coaches. Nick Saban spoke up. Urban Meyer spoke up. It's proven that with structure, the college athletes are testing more negatives than if they're not playing ball. So I think that these conferences that are shutting down organized athletics are actually hurting their kids more than they're helping them. You got to think like
couldn't disagree.
Keep
with you
the caller on. Keep the caller on. How
couldn't
can
disagree
they
with
be?
you more.
They're not in a bubble.
And they're not going to anybody, and they're not traveling
on campus.
But they have structure where if they're not playing sports, they're going to be out partying every night.
They're going to be out doing that anyway. Not every night, but
they're college kids.
College kids on campus. Unless
correct.
they're in a bubble
and with
where
no
they can't.
structure, you just.
He hit a button by mistake. Let's
But
go
you
to
know what I'm
Texas.
saying? Like, I just go ahead.
No, Chris, I get these guys. They listen to the coaches, and they put out what they want to say and tell people that this whole notion that they're going to be safer playing football and getting sweat and spit on them and traveling the country to play football,
flying the games.
Right. People are crazy if they believe that.
If you
Tim,
you go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Tim in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Man, I'm knocking both of you cats today, man. Y'all in y'all own world, man. Hey,
you just want something to watch on TV.
Wait, hold up. Wait, it ain't got to say, man. Let the coaches make the decision. Let the kids make the decision. I bet if you poll the kids that want to get out there and play, I guarantee you that the majority of them want to get out there and play versus
does that mean
the whole
you don't
Tim, stop it, Tim.
18 and 19-year-old kids sometimes make wrong decisions.
Chris, they want to go out there with a concussion or a bad leg. Stop it, Tim. And you know it. It's about the adults who are supposed to look out for the kids and make the right decision. Of course the kids want to play. You didn't break no news here on The Odd Couple. We know the kids want to play. If you put a vote out, the kids would want to play. Hell yeah, they want to play. Everybody else is at home. Chris Broussard is in New Jersey. I'm in Los Angeles. I haven't seen him for 5 months. Why? Because our bosses don't think it's going to be in our best interest for us to be in the same room.
And we're not even tackling each other.
And we're not tackling. We might spit on each other a little bit, but we're not doing anything else.
Here's all we need to say, Rob. These students that want to play, their classmates are having COVID parties.
Yes.
Okay? Their classmates are partying every other night, going to the beaches, hanging out together, kicking it. Come on, man.
And here's the other part, Tim, because you have some nerve. It's so safe that they want the kids to sign a waiver.
There you go.
That's how safe it is. If it wasn't a health issue, they wouldn't worry about it. Where's the coaches putting up their money in a trust fund to take care of the sick people and the people going to lose their lives and their parents and grandparents? Where's that money?
Yep.
They don't want no part of that.
And Rob, this is a minor point. It should be a minor point, but I know a lot of people just want to see college football, and we all love college football.
We all do, Chris.
But
we all do.
Let's be thankful. We've got basketball. It looks like we'll have pro football. We got baseball. You know what I mean?
we got hockey,
we got other things to
everything.
watch. We got hockey. Yeah, we got other things to watch.